Kobe Bryant insists he will not miss time. He's going to try to play through it. We will see about fantasy implications for you. Welcome to This is Fantasy Fast Break. Lauren Shehadi alongside fantasy basketball writer Sergio Gonzalez. A broken right index finger for Kobe. You can tell when he's shooting that it hurts him, but he says don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry, but that's easy to say. But when he had 12 points and 5 rebounds against Milwaukee on Sunday night, that's obviously going to set off a lot of alarms for fantasy owners. It's something to keep an eye on, but he did have 30 points in back-to-back games before that, and he's been able to put up good numbers since the injury. Coach Phil Jackson says that it's actually now the knuckle that's bothering him even more than the finger. So if he has another setback this week, fantasy owners could begin to get a little bit more concerned. As of right now, Kobe Bryant is still obviously a player you're going to want to start in all your leagues.
You cannot sit Kobe Bryant unless you absolutely have to. What about his teammate Lamar Odom? Because he's a different player as a starter as opposed to off the bench.
Yeah, Lauren, we've been down this road before with Lamar Odom. Like you see the numbers there. His numbers when the team is fully healthy are a lot lower than when he gets a chance to fill in for players like Pau Gasol, for Ron Artest like he was filling in a couple weeks ago. Gasol's injury is the key here because if Gasol does return this week, we could see a situation where Lamar Odom's numbers return to around 7 points and 7 rebounds per game. Those numbers are still good for a number 4 caliber forward in a lot of leagues, but obviously the numbers he's been putting up these last 2 weeks have been more that of a strong number 1 type. So pay attention to his numbers this week to see exactly where he's going to lie.
All right, now we're heading east to the Washington Wizards when we're talking about Randy Foye. I want to know, he's moved into the starting rotation. I'm so excited. My papers are flying everywhere.
It's awesome.
How good can he be, sir?
He can be very good. We've seen in the first couple of games that since he's been moved into the starting point guard role that he can put up numbers. He's had 20 points, 6 assists in each of those 2 games. He'd actually come off the bench at shooting guard the first game after Gilbert Arenas' suspension, but Coach Flip Saunders felt more comfortable with Foye running the point than with veteran Earl Boykins, and that seems to be what they're going to do going forward. And if fantasy owners get even the numbers he was putting up in Minnesota, where he was averaging around 16 points and 4 assists, he could be a very strong fantasy option down the stretch. It doesn't look like Gilbert Arenas is going to be back this season, so he could be a long-term solution for fantasy owners.
Wow, good news for owners. As Foye becomes more useful, you're wondering about Rafer Alston. Is he useful? He's had 4 points, 4 boards, 2 assists in his game for the Heat against the Clippers. What are we thinking about those numbers? Are they good enough? Probably not, right, sir?
Not yet. His numbers right now for the Miami Heat haven't been something that fantasy owners can trust as a reliable starter. The good news is that it does seem like Mario Chalmers is going to be the only player he's going to be splitting time with. Carlos Arroyo has been thrusted out of the rotation. We're going to start to see where Rafer Alston's upside lies this week because the Miami Heat have a very favorable 4-game slate that includes 2 games against Golden State and Houston, 2 teams that allow very high offensive volume numbers. And if he starts to put up some good games there, he could start to pick up some steam, and fantasy owners could start to get some good value out of him. Mostly in leagues in 12-team leagues where his numbers could play out to a number 3 caliber guard.
Okay, could be on the up and up. 2010, who is starting it out in style? A.J. Price, for one, the rookie out of UConn. Good things ahead still?
Yeah, the rookie out of UConn is getting some playing time now with T.J. Ford out of the rotation. Unlike with Luther Head, we're not worried that the return of Danny Granger is going to affect his numbers. Luther Head was playing very well the last couple weeks, but Danny Granger's return has pretty much caused him to be unusable in a lot of fantasy leagues. With Earl Watson playing the point and T.J. Ford not in the rotation any longer, Earl Watson's numbers haven't been great. A.J. Price is getting a chance to produce, and if he keeps that up this week, he's a player that we could see being added to a lot of fantasy leagues starting for Week 13.
All right, thanks, Serge. How are your teams doing? Pretty well?
They're doing well.
Right.
Your team's doing pretty well.
I need a little bit more help. I'm
you
watching
had
these
Gilbert
videos.
Arenas, which isn't going to help, but we'll work on that.
What are you going to do, right? We're working on it. You're helping me.
We're gonna
and he's helping you as well, hopefully. For Sergio Gonzalez, I'm Lauren Shehadi. We'll talk to you real soon.